coming out here after 30 years, yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey, big love to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all, man. I especially appreciate all this love y'all been showing me for these 33 years of prison stories, man. Just getting started, man. Like I say, we got 33 years of prison stories. So I appreciate all the feedback, man, all the comments, all the people giving me love, man, and asking about different people, I guess, in their area, where they from, you know. So I try to put the area that they from, you know, somewhere in the title or something to give y'all a heads up to let y'all know in case it's y'all city. If it's y'all city, stand up, you know, your hood or whatever. So this one right here, man, I seen, like I say, it's so many stories in my head and so many people and characters that I done ran across. And I do have a great memory, but when I heard something, sometimes it triggers some more memories in me and make me remember stuff that I may have forgotten. So I got in the comments, somebody said, a couple of people like, you know anybody from Newport News? So Newport News, stand up Newport News. So I was like, oh man, that's crazy. Because one of my first partners, man, you know, dudes that I was super cool with, happened to be from Newport News, man. Stand up, man, big bad Chuck, man. Chucky, man, AKA, man, Chucky Powell, man, James Powell, Newport News. Anybody that's from Newport News, especially you from out there and you in them hoods and everything, y'all know about Chuck, man. And let me tell you something, man. Chuck was an animal, man. Chuck was an animal in that prison, man. Dudes was terrified of Chuck. Man, Chuck had his own, he held his own, man. He carried it rough and rugged. I think, if I remember correctly, man, Chuck did something like this before the new law too. Chuck did something like 16 and a half on 18-year bit. And if you know anything about doing time, that just tell you right there, man, he was going super hard. He won't playing around, he won't playing no games. You know what I'm saying? He was a head buster, you know, and that's how his reputation was. That's how it was when I first met him. And the crazy part about it is, when I first met him, I was like super young too, man. I'm trying to think now, man. I was definitely under 25, you know. So I was young, man, and fresh in my sentence and everything. So hadn't really, you know, got myself, you know, in a position where I needed to be. I was still living foolish, you know, living reckless, you know, living, trying to adapt to the penitentiary life. So, you know, like, you know, when in Rome, act like Romans. So I was in there, you know, wilding out, you know, fighting and, you know, gambling and doing all the other foolishness that goes along with prison. So I can remember, man, when I got on the institution, I used to hear his name a lot, you know, yeah, Chucky, man, or somebody get to argue, do, yeah, man, dude try to get Chucky to squash it, or, oh yeah, Chuck. I just, you know, who the heck is this Chucky, man? You know, I just kept hearing his name, and the dudes was saying like, you know, yeah, it's a dude, man, he from Tidewater, man, from Newport News, man, Chuck a thorough dude, man, you know what I'm saying? He just like well known on the compound. He put that work in, he'll fight, he'll use that knife, he'll do whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's just a real dude, a go hard brother, right? So I was like, oh yeah, but I had still never seen him. So I'm on the compound, but I'm on one end, he on the other end. But like I say, his name is always ringing. I'm always hearing his name. So I stayed there in the end that I'm at for a couple of months. And eventually, I had got into an altercation with a dude, you know, had to, you know, put the mitts on him a little bit, you know, so I go to the hole. So when I go to the hole and I get out, they move me to the other end, where he at. So I get moved down there, not only to where he at, I get moved in his block, right? But that's unknown to me. I don't know that. So when I go in the block, as I remind y'all, like I say, back then, I'm you know, I ain't living right, you know, I'm living crazy and reckless. So when I go in, I had already developed a gambling habit, man. It was, I guess you could say habit /3. I got I got a thrill from playing, you know, and it was a habit. But, excuse me, very dangerous habit to have in prison. Very dangerous habit to have in prison. Because like I say, you probably can narrow, violence and fights down in prison. It's probably 50% or better is going to, you know, transpire throughout gambling. You know, some type of debt being owed, somebody playing with somebody's money or something like that. That's what it's going to come down to most of the time. So a lot of percentages of the fights and the violence in prison break out because of some type of gambling debt. So it's a very dangerous thing to get into. I don't recommend it. But at the time, like I say, I'm new, I'm green, and I got an old rack of time. So I'm just thinking about surviving in here and occupying my time where I didn't feel as bored to death or feel like I was, you know, in outer space or something. So yeah, I had picked up the little gambling Jones, and I was gambling. So when I come in the block, they moved me in the cell with a dude named Cook, right? I knew Cook. Cook was in receiving with me. He was from Tidewater too. Shout out Cook. But he was in receiving with me. But now, Cook used to play basketball and everything in South End receiving with me. Could ball real good, kind of tall, lanky guy. And you know, he was a cool dude. But this is a couple of years later, and when I run into him now and they move in the cell with him, Cook is went straight, you know, religious. You know, he done turned into a Christian. He done gave his life to the Lord. That's all he talk about is you know Christian stuff and everything like that. So he was glad to see me come in the cell because he knew me, and, you know, from like I say, from receiving, and he knew I wasn't no bad dude, and he knew I wasn't gonna come in there, you know, and mess up anything he had going on or bother him about what he was trying to do with his life, you know. So I move in there with him, man. But look, this is the thing is, as soon as I go in there with him, when I come in the pod, I see the dudes over there gambling, right? So they're over there gambling, they playing poker. You know, that's mostly the game of choice in prison. So they playing poker. So I see them over there playing, man. It's about 4 dudes in the game. So I automatically want to play. I just came in, man. I don't even give myself enough time to get settled in, man. I put all my boxes and everything down there and set my stuff up on the bed. I holler at Cook for a minute. I go straight out there, man, and watch the game for a few minutes and see what's going on, see what type of money's being bet, what's happening, and man, sure enough, I go jump in the game. I said, man, let me get some money, man. So I get some money, I get in the game. Now, in retrospect, looking back, I can see all, you know, what the play is. But back then, I was so young, so green. Normally, when somebody new come in the block and they go get in the game, then everybody trying to get him. Everybody just trying to win his money. So the whole game is focused on me, trying to beat me, because I'm the new dude in the block. They ain't worried about trying to beat each other right now no more, because they got fresh blood in the shark tank. So man, I'm playing, and everybody betting against me. I'm losing, man. So I get to losing, man, back to back. So I'm getting irritated, I'm getting mad, you know. So in comes the larceny, you know. So it's almost count time now. So when it come almost count time, everybody gotta divvy up their chips and everything, and then you go get your money, you settle up, you pay what you owe. So man, I'm down a good amount, man. I can't remember what it was, but I know it was a decent amount. But I also knew in my mind, I said, I ain't gonna pay it all, you know what I'm saying? The larceny, you know, I'm like, I ain't paying all this. So I remember whatever it was, man, I gave up a portion of it. You know, maybe it was like 3-4 cartons of cigarettes at the time, which was a lot of money in prison. And I gave him like, you know, maybe 15, a carton and a half. And he was like, it was a dude who was running the game, his name was Block. And Block Square, they called him Block Square. And he was a dude that already had been down for like almost 30 years, you know. So he was an old head, what we call the old head. And I used to look at them dudes back then, it's like, these dudes like, you know, they like kryptonite, man. How could you do 30 years, man? And, you know, it just was amazing to me back then. Little do I know I would end up doing the same thing, but to me back then, that just was amazing that they could do that much time and still be coherent and had a sense with all of this chaos that I was seeing. It just was just almost an impossibility in my thought process at the time. So I used to always be in awe when I seen dudes like that. But So when he come to get the money and I give him what I give him, he was like, hey, yo, I mean, where the rest of it at? I said, man, that's all I got right now. I'm gonna have to give you the rest on the back end, man. I get you one. He was like, nah, young blood, you can't do that, man. No, you can't do that. You just came in here, man. You don't even know me, man. And you gonna come get in my game and you ain't got the money. So I'm like, look, bro, I just told you I gave you something. It ain't like I ain't give you nothing. I gave you something. I'm gonna give you the rest when I get it. He was like, nah, it don't go like that, man. You gotta give me all that money. So now I get on the defensive. You know, I'm young, I'm a hothead, definitely can fight. So I don't want to really, you know, do nothing to the cat. He kind of older to me, which wasn't old at the time, but to me he was kind of older because I'm looking at him, you know what I'm saying? He like in his 50s, you know what I'm saying? Which I am now, so I don't consider myself old, but I looked at him back then like, man, it's old. I'm like, look, bro, let's go ahead and get away from my door, man. I give you the rest of it when I give it to you, man. That's simple as that. He was like, oh, okay. Okay. He said, man, you a tough guy. He said, let me tell you something, man. I've been locked up almost 30 years and give me his spiel. I don't play that, man. You better ask somebody about me. I don't play that, man. Then this ain't just my game, man. This is my partner game, too. I'm holding it down for him because he at work. But, man, dude gonna come get that money, man. I'm gonna tell you, I said, well, whoever it is, you can send him to get it. Come on, get it. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know, you keep talking. I'm gonna take that back. I ain't gonna give you nothing. He was like, okay, you got it, young blood. You got it. He rolled out, right? So I'm sitting up in this joint like, oh, man. So when I go in the cell, Cook is my celly, man. Cook like, oh, Banky, man, what you doing, man? What you doing? You just got here, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. He was like, man, what you owe, man? Let's pay that, man. You don't want no problems, man. You don't want no trouble. I'm like, man, Cook, I ain't paying nothing, man. Everything all right, man. Don't worry about it. Hey, we gonna be all right. He was like, no, man, no. I'm telling you, man. You know that dude, man. That's Chucky partner, man. They sell it, man. Chucky crazy, man. Chucky, man. Chucky gonna come from work, man. It's gonna be some problems, man. Just go ahead and pay this. So I'm like, Chucky. Then that name popped up in my head. And I said, Chucky, what did Chucky? They always tell me. He said, yeah, man. That's his partner, man. That's their game, man. That man gonna wanna fight and all. I'm like, man, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I tell him the same thing, you know. So he was like, no, Bank, man, you and him just like, man, he gonna wanna fight, man. This gonna be crazy, man. Let's just pay it, man. I'll help you pay it. I said, I'm not paying it, Cook. You know, being hard-headed, being stubborn. So, you know, we locked in for count, man. We talking, me and him talking too. He's saying the same thing. So the doors is closing and everything. Everybody's locked in. You got a couple minutes for count. So people that's at work, they just coming back in. They come in late. They may be out in the block, getting ready to go to their cell, probably just grabbing some hot water or something because they coming in late. So evidently, Chucky done came in and he get ready to go to his cell. But evidently he done went to his cell and blocked and told her what's going on. You know, I can only imagine the conversation. Man, little young dude just came in here, man, got in the game, man, I ain't paid the money, woo woo. So I'm up in the cell getting my stuff all together and here come talking to the cook. And here come Chuck knocking on the door. So, what's up? Go to the door. First time I even put my eyes on him, you know, physically can see him. You know, all the stuff I heard about him, I'm just seeing him. Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Big dude. You know, he about 6'2". You know, he's solid. He ain't like a weightlifting big, but he's 6'2". He's solid. He decent. You know what I'm saying? So he he got like a squeaky voice too. So he come to the door. He said, Yo, you the new dude named Banky, man? I said, yeah. He said, you got that money for the game? I said, nah, I ain't got no money for you. I don't even know you, bro. He was like, yeah, I'm Chucky. I'm the one that's with Block, man. Where that money at for the game? I said, man, I gave him all I'm gonna give him. He said, yeah, well, I see you when the door's open. I said, what you talking about? He said, you know what I'm talking about. So I said, yeah, all right, I'll be here. So he just rolled out just like that. So I'm like, oh, man. So here go Cook like, I told you, man. I told you it's going to be some problems, man. It's going to be some problems, man. Get him, man, the money, man. I'm like, man, I ain't thinking about that sucker, man. You know, ain't nobody scaring me. Cook, man, you already know they saying ain't about that, Banky, man. You wrong, man. Just give him. I said, yeah, I know I'm wrong. But now he got my back against the wall. Now I feel like a sucker, you know. I said, nah, I ain't getting him nothing. He done threatened me and all this and all that. So, man, we talking. Cook still trying to squash the joint. You know, we go through the count clear, door open. I'm ready for war. Only thing I ain't ready for, because I'm green, and I could have, you know, lesson is, you know, I could have lost my life to you little youngins out here listening. Could have lost my life, because he could have came to my cell with that knife or something, and I wasn't prepared for that, because I'm still thinking like, you know, he talking like he can whoop me. I'm like, I ain't worried about nobody whooping me. I don't care how big they is, as long as they attack me. straight from the front, I feel like, you know, I can handle myself. But I could have lost my life because, you know, I've seen that happen, you know, since then. People get called to the cell, they come in the cell, dude pull that thing out, and, you know, people lose their life, lose eyes, you know, get, you know, kidneys, everything. So I have seen that, but at that time I wasn't thinking like that. I'm thinking he think he a tough guy. I think I'm a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? So count clear, showing up, man. He was at my door, man, lickety split. So he had his little partner with him. And I'm like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? He said, what's up, man? He said, man, come step on out. So Cook said, man, y'all ain't got to do this. He said, man, go ahead and step on out, man. I said, man, go ahead, Cook, I'm good. So he got his man right there. So Cook still willing to hold me down, even though he ain't gonna let nobody jump me or nothing, because he my seller. And plus I know him. And he religious now. He with the church, but he still ain't no sucker. So he's like, man, y'all ain't, he's like, no. He said, me, I'm going in. He said, man, this is my man. He gonna hold the door there. So I'm like, all right, so I go in the cell. I get in the back of the cell. You know, he come in and everything, the door get closed, ain't nobody in there but me and him now, you know. So he's like, what's up, man, with that money, man? I said, man, I told you I ain't paying nothing. Boom, he swing on me, right? But like I say, I'm sharp now. So when he swing on me, I slip the jump, but the jump go past my head like this, but I can feel the velocity of it. And by the way he threw the punch, I'm like, oh, this cat can fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a bind now, cause he a bigger dude than me, and we in a small, compact place. So I got to get my thing off if I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, come out on the good end on this situation. So when he threw the joint, I slipped the joint, and then I'm looking at him and everything. I'm like, what's up, what's up? So he talk, so he tried to throw another punch. When he throw the other punch, I catch the punch, and I come back with an uppercut and a hook. Pop, pop, and I catch him. And when I catch him, he stumbles over to the side, but then he turns straight around and he latched on to me. And man, he grabbed me and I'm trying to get away, and he got this lock on me and he slams me down to the bed. We hit the bed, then we hit the floor, and he on top. I'm like, let me up. You know, let me up, nigga. You want to fight? Let's fight. Let's fight like men. He said, oh, we fight. You know, so boom, he trying to, you know, handle me now while I'm on the ground. I can't do nothing because he got so much pressure on me. So I'm like, let me up, man, let me up. So he like, shut up. He headbutt me. Boom. Headbutt me right on my eye, man. I can feel it, man. I can feel my eyes swelling and everything. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a predicament. So I'm trying to get up. Got this big dude on me. He's strong too. He ain't nowhere near weak. So we tussling in there and scrambling. And next thing you know, the dude hit the door. He like, man, the police coming. The police coming. He making a round. So he said, man, he said, I'm gonna let you up. If you swing on me, we going to jail, because I'm going to go ahead and rock off on you in here. So I'm like, let me up, man, let me up. I won't try and go to jail neither, but I'm trying to get him, though. I really am trying to get him. So he let me up, he get up. He had to hide because he got to go stand by the wall, so when the police walk by, they won't see him, because the police going to walk by and they going to look in the cell. So he don't supposed to be in the cell. So he well known, he been in the block there, know his face. So he's standing over behind the wall. I'm standing right there. I'm acting like I'm looking in the mirror when the police walk by, but I'm looking in my eye, man. I see the little knot on my eye, you know, but I look over at him. I see the little blood on his lip, because that hook done bust his lip. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, I gotta get this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So then when the police go by, next thing you know, dude said, man, look, man, they got the sergeants them coming in the building. They coming in the building. I'm gonna get the door open. So sometimes the sergeants or the supervisor make a round. They'll come in the building and walk around. They might walk to every cell. They might stand out there, talk to people for a while or whatever. So dude's trying to get the door open there so he can slide out just in case something go down or they start walking around. They won't catch him in the cell. So they get the door open. He slide out the cell. Cook come in there, man. He like, man, you all right, you all right? I'm like, man, yeah, I'm all right, man. I said, I'm good, man. I said, all right, I'm gonna get that dude, man. I got the hand. He was like, man, leave that alone, man. Banky, please, man. I'll pay the dude. I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, he grabbed me. He wouldn't even let me up. You know what I'm saying? He headbutted me and stuff, man. I said, no, sir. No, I can't go for that. You know? So I'm feeling like, you know, even though I got a punch in on him, I'm still feeling like, man, I'm bruised up. I don't want nobody. You know, my ego was involved as well, but I still definitely don't want nobody to see. I'm young, first in penitentiary. I don't want nobody to see. And I done whooped a couple of dudes, you know, by now, so dudes know what my, you know what I'm saying, what my business is. But I don't want nobody to think somebody ran up in my cell and bruised me up or whatever. I don't care what his reputation was. I just can't have that. So, man, I'm plotting. I'm trying to get this dude, man. And Cook trying to talk me about of it. I ain't got no knife, no weapon, or no nothing in my cell, man. So I'm in there trying to make a weapon, trying to come up with something, man, where I can get at this dude, right? So, man, the sergeants and them standing there, they talking and lollygagging and this, that, and the third. So they get ready to have wreck. They get ready to call wreck call for people to go outside. So I'm out there standing out in front of my cell, man. I'm just posted up and I'm like, you know, I'm mean mugging. I'm mad as I don't know what. So he come walking over there. So I'm like, I know this cat ain't coming over here trying to fight in front of the police and nothing like that. So he come walking over there. He said, look, man, they give me the call wreck, man. Come on, walk outside, man. Me and you need to talk. I want to talk to you on the yard. So I'm like, oh yeah. He said, yeah. So he said, come on outside, man. Ain't no beef. Just come on out there. I need to talk to you. But in my mind, I'm thinking he trying to play me. You know what I'm saying? He might try to get me outside and get his boys and everything and do me dirty. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm paranoid as I don't know what now. You know, I ain't been in this type of situation. So I'm like, yeah, I'm coming out. So I'm saying that because of my ego too. My ego is like, oh, I told him to come outside. He ain't come. That's how my young ego is thinking. Yeah, he's scared. I just went in the cell on there. He's scared to come outside. So I'm go outside. You know what I'm saying? And I go in there, get myself together. I'm looking around for anything, man, for that I can use as a weapon. So what I do, I see my celly got like 2 locks, you know, padlocks. Man, he got them Jones laid on the counter. I picked them Jones up and put them through a sock and closed them and locked them and twisted it up and stuffed it in my pants. Pulled my little shirt down, get myself together. So I'm going right on out here. Whatever he got, I got this. I can at least fend off a couple of dudes if they come at me. I pull it out, you know, get the slinging this joint like Excalibur or something. So that's what my mindset was. So man, they call wreck. We go outside for wreck, and he come walking up to me. He said, man, let's take a lap or two. That's, you know, we walk around the track, the yard, or whatever. So we walking, but I got my eye on him, and I'm listening to him, but I'm intense. I'm still mad. I'm still angry. I can still feel my eye, you know, but I can look at him too and see his lip a little busted. So I'm like, okay. But he was like, look, man, you know what you did was wrong, right? I said, man, we passed all that, man. You know, we you know what I'm saying? We done got it in, and, you know, we got business, you know. So he was like, look, bro, I ain't trying to keep on with all of that. He said, I see you got hard already. You a good little young dude. You ain't scared like the average dude around here. They suckers. He said, man, you know me. I know you know. You done heard of my reputation if you don't know me. So he said, you know, ain't nothing scared about me. He said, it ain't about me not wanting to get there, you don't go to war with you. He said, I'm just letting you know. You a cool little dude. I know you young. I done heard some things about you. He said, but man, you going about it the wrong way. You coming in this block. You getting in people game, man. That can be a deadly thing, and you ain't got that money. Whether you got it or not, you won't try to pay it. So he was really dropping good game on me, but I wasn't really trying to receive it at the time because of the fact he was older than me. I wasn't trying to receive it at the time because of the fact that, you know, we just got to tussling, and I wasn't trying to hurt it. And I was young, so I was immature. But that's one thing I credit myself for doing. I always go back and analyze a conversation. I always go back and analyze a situation after I've been in it. So I was listening to him at the time, but I wasn't receiving it. But I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, you right, yeah, but either way, you know what I'm saying, da-da-da-da-da. So he was like, man, well, look, I ain't got no beef with you. I'm going to go ahead and let that go, bro, but you can't get in none of our games no more. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, man. You know, we ain't going to accept that. I ain't going to accept that. We ain't going to tolerate that no more. So that's dead, man, but I just wanted to let you know it ain't no beef. But you need to change your ways, bro, if you going to be living in this penitentiary. I don't know how much time you got or whatever, but what you doing right there, it's going to cause somebody to lose their life. So I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. So boom, he leave, I leave. So I go back to the cell. Like I say, I always analyze. I talk to Cook about it. And I knew for a fact I was wrong, you know, but in my ego, like I said, I still wanted to touch him, man. I wanted to do something to him, you know, just to prove a point. So next man wouldn't think that he can come in the cell with me and get out